Hey, hey, welcome to the live. Welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is having a good Sunday. Let me just get my cup out the way here. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? Let me pull up the chat. What up, Yolanda? What's going on with you? And you guys, we have reached 25,000 subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. Hey, Merlinda, thank you so much. How are you guys doing today? I'm going to be working on putting some fans together so I can get them pressed later after the live and shipped out tomorrow. So while I'm working on these, I'm going to chat with y'all. How's everybody doing? Hey, Donzel, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you, Yolanda. And let's see. Hey, Karen, how you doing, girlie? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Welcome in, everybody. So I'm going to just be assembling some fans so I can get them pressed and shipped out for tomorrow's shipment, and then just chat with y'all, hang out with y'all. And I do have some fans that I'm going to be giving away as well. I have 3 of them, and actually I was thinking about making some more so I could give some more away, but I do have 3 ready to go to give away today. Thank you, Donzel. Get your ice cream. That's right. Get your ice cream, get your tea, because we were just going to chat. We were kind of talking about some different topics in the Facebook group. One being pricing, another being custom orders, and the other one was content creation. So we're kind of going to talk about those 3 different topics while I'm working on these fans today. Party time. You're gonna need more than some ice cream, you know. Let's see. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Welcome, welcome in. Let's see who else. Bernie, hey, Bling and Breezy. Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're doing well too. Hey, Jesse, how are you doing? Just checking on the chat here. But yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about custom orders, pricing, and then content creation. It's just kind of been a topic that's been going on in the Facebook group for a couple weeks now. And then I was talking with one of my peeps today, and we were talking about pricing and underpricing and Etsy pricing. So that's something I wanted to talk about too today. And you guys, make sure you chime in as we're having our discussion. And don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you so much, Merlinda. Hit that thumbs up. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for getting me to 25,000 subscribers. I appreciate the likes, the comments, the shares, just the support. I appreciate all of it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get this stuff out the way. Karen, what size fans and what size do you print? So the fan size is 26. Wait, is it 26? Let me measure it before I tell you something wrong. 25. So it's 25 by 13 so the length of it from one end to the other is 25, and then from the top to the bottom is bottom to top is 13. But I do like to print mine a little bit bigger, and I can show you why. So this design, for example, is a custom design, And I print mine's bigger still with the template that I make, so I can kind of adjust the bottom piece and move it. And so I like to do it a little bit bigger to make sure the entire fan is covered. Now, I usually do have a little bit of extra down there. I could probably bring that up some, but this way I know that the fan is getting covered. So I normally print 26.5 by 14. That way I know the entire fan is getting covered and I'm not going to have any that I have to trim off or anything like that. So 26 by 14. Let me make sure I miss anyone. Just everybody saying hey to each other. Thank you so much, Jessie. I appreciate that. Blue Emerald, hey, hey. How are you? Welcome in. So we are just getting started. I was looking for Merlinda's comment. There we go. So yeah, I'm just chatting with y'all, and I'll be doing some fan giveaways and just chatting with y'all while I work on putting these fans together so I can press them and ship them out tomorrow. So one of the topics that I was talking about with a friend today was pricing. And not just particularly for fans, just for whatever it is that you might be selling. And I was on Etsy and I was just doing a search like I normally do if I have an idea or want to add something to my shop or my website. And there was a seller on there, a few sellers selling sweatshirts, embroidery applique sweatshirts for $15 and some change. And I'm like, that is insane. Like, how are you even making a profit off of selling a embroidery shirt? So now you got to look at, as far as your costs, the sweatshirt, the fabric for the applique, your thread, your bobbin, the design, the stitch count. How are you actually even making a profit by selling a sweatshirt, embroidery applique sweatshirt for $15? That's insane. And I get it that some people just want to get sales, but if you're not making any money, like, what's the point? There is no way. And I think that is why Etsy, I mean, it's been competitive, but that's what makes it so competitive, where people are actually discounting their prices or lowering their prices just so they can make a sale. And that is insane to me. Let me check out the chat here. Let's see if I missed anyone. So Yini, hey, thank you. Welcome. I know, the story of my life. I love naps. Let me see. Thank you, Donzel. Chocolate Bunny. Thank you. Welcome in as well. Welcome in, everybody. It sounds like exactly, Deborah. It's like, okay, I get it. You know, you bought the machine, you bought the supplies. Now you want to make a sale, or you want to make sales. But at the same time, the time that you're putting in, especially if you're creating your own designs, and regardless of whether you're creating them or you're downloading them from Creative Fabrica, you're purchasing them from Etsy, regardless, you're still putting time into sizing that design for that particular shirt. Now, I can see sublimation, even sublimation, I wouldn't do $15 for a sweatshirt or t-shirt. But it is the person's preference, of course. But at the same time, you want to make a profit. You don't want to break even, and you definitely don't want to be in the red. So you have to price your stuff according to your time, your effort, your materials, and the profit that you would like to see come in. When I do my searches on different marketplaces and I'm looking at the prices, and a lot of people go with the lower price because they feel like it's a better deal. But then also looking at some of the reviews, the quality wasn't there either. So now you're getting a negative rating on your shop because you wanted to make a sale. So you lowball what it is that you're selling, and now you have a bad review, which is dropping your review rating. So is it really worth it? I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. Exactly. Plus the cost of the blank. I really think that even if you're buying it wholesale, you're going to SNS or All Day Shirts or whatever, wherever you're buying your blanks from. And it seems like the shops that I saw were counting the cost of the blank and then just times two. Like they were just, it seems like they just wanted to get their money back for the blank. Not the fabric for the applique, not the thread, not the stabilizer, not the digitizing of the design, or not the cost to purchase the design. Like they're strictly just wanting to get the cost back for the blank. And that's insane to me. You have to factor in all of that plus your time. How long is it going to take? And then especially if you're doing embroidery, is what's your stitch count? Because you're only going to be able to do x amount of shirts within say an hour to even see a return on or on your investment. So it's like, yeah, there's no way. I'm factoring in everything, and I'm not negotiating my price. That's another thing. I've had people try to talk me down on my price. My price is my price. And if you don't want to pay the price, then I'm probably not the site for you. Simple as that. Simple as that. Thank you, Merlinda. Yes, welcome in, everyone. We're just talking about pricing and how people seem to be underpricing themselves on Etsy, which is how are you? And then you look at the price, you also got to factor in Etsy's fees. So anything that I have on my website and then that I also have on Etsy, I increase the price on Etsy because I have to account for all those fees, and I do not use Etsy shipping. That's another thing. Their shipping cost is insane. I started with Shippo and then I went to Pirate Ship. And once I compared the price, there was like a $3 difference. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot, but over time that $3 adds up. So I factor in all of that. And I think a lot of people that just jump into business, they really don't do the research, look at, the market or the field that they want to get into, what they want to sell, who they want to market to, who their target customer is. It's just kind of, you just put it out there and just hope somebody buys it. But you really want to try to narrow down who it is that you're selling to. Now, granted, trends come along, you hop on the trend train, but you also want to have products that are already there that you are marketing to that target audience. Hey, Up Designs, how are you? Welcome in, everybody that's just joining. Thank you, everyone, on the congratulations. I appreciate you all. I appreciate every one of you. I do all these tutorials for y'all. So I'm teaching y'all as I go, and I'm teaching y'all what I've learned over the years too. Let's see. Hey, welcome in, and thank you so much, so much. Thank you, Sharon. You hit nearly, yeah, I saw that. And it's really from that short that I did, making the fans in my pajamas, well, making a fan for myself in my pajamas. It got 2 million views on here. And then on TikTok, it got, I think, 400,000 views. So that definitely helped. That definitely helped because, I mean, just think about all the people that are on YouTube that still don't know I exist. I'm still just finding out about other channels that I didn't even know exist. So that really helped me a lot. Thank you so much. Welcome in. Yes, thank you. Make sure you hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. So YouTube will know that you guys are liking this content that I make. And again, I'm just working on these orders while I'm chatting with y'all. But I think it's insane to lowball yourself. You spend this equipment that we purchase is not cheap. The blanks, even if we're getting them wholesale, if we're buying them in bulk, it's not cheap. The time that we spend on creating designs, the time that we spend on creating content to promote those products. If you are creating content, your mock-ups, your samples, things like that, you have to take all that into consideration and to lowball yourself it just so you can make a sale. Then you just have to market to the potential client base that you feel will purchase at the price point that you're selling for. Otherwise, you are just basically giving stuff away. You're purchasing all this stuff and you're giving it away because you want to make a sale. If I don't make a sale then on a particular product, then yeah, I might rethink it like, okay, maybe I need to focus my marketing somewhere else or market another way. But I'm not going to say, okay, I'm going to go from $45 to 20 just so I could get a sale. Not happening. Mama Amazing, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Okay, that's why I made it. I actually might even wear this to work so they'll understand how I feel. But yes, I love naps. Love me a good nap. Let me see. Good point. Good point, Sharon. The hooping time, yeah, all of that plays in goes into it. It plays into it. You gotta account for everything, all of your supplies. Even if you're doing sublimation, you have to count the paper. You have to count the ink. So the tape, the sublimation tape. You want to put all of that into your costs. Otherwise, if you're just calculating, just okay, I paid $8 for this sweatshirt and I'm gonna sell it for 16, you're not gonna make any money because even if somebody buys it for $16, what about all the other supplies that went into it? So that's something that you have to factor in. There's no way around it. Unless, I mean, I don't know anyone that's doing a business just for hobby, just to see what happens. You know what I'm saying? So factor that stuff in, factor all of your costs. Even if you need to factor in, if you got to drive to the airport, not the airport, the post office. I said that because our post office is right next to the airport. But if you got to factor in the cost that you feel you need to factor in, but factor in every single item that you're going to use to make that particular product, regardless of what it is that you're making, and charge accordingly. I make custom Minky baby blankets. Minky is not cheap. You're looking at a minimum of like $15 a yard. If you're lucky, you could get it wholesale at maybe $10 a yard, 1 yard. So I make a blanket, say that takes 2 yards. That's already $30 plus my thread, plus the sublimation paper, ink, and then I got to turn on my heat press and press it. And then I got to package it. Like, yeah, it's so much that goes into it. And if they want embroidery on the blanket and not just a sublimation image or vice versa, all that goes into my price. So I'm not going to lowball myself just to say, oh, I want to sell a blanket. No, the price is going to be according to my supplies as well as the profit margin that I'm trying to be within. Um, I know, Sharon. I'm almost at 27K. I was surprised too. I was like, wow. But that short really jumped off. And one thing about content creation, I never post to go viral. I post to post. Usually when I'm in here working, I would just set up my camera or my phone and I'll record. I'll stop and record and stop and record, and then I'll edit it later. Like I'll save it and download it and then go back and edit it and then post it. That's how I do a lot of my reels, my shorts, stuff like that. I just turn on the camera and record. That way I always have content, even if I'm on vacation or if I'm not here for whatever reason, then I got content. So that's content tip. Just put up your camera and just record. And then you can always do a voiceover or just put music over it if you want to. You don't necessarily have to do a full on video tutorial, even though I try to kind of do voiceovers and kind of explain what I'm doing in my videos, but usually the shorts, yeah, I never post on here or on TikTok to go viral. I just post just to post because it's what I like doing, and never post with the intent of going viral because you'll always be chasing something that you don't know where it is and you don't know when it's going to happen. So just post the content, post because you enjoy it or you want to share with your audience, but never post with the intent of going viral. I know some people that is their intention, and eventually you will either get burnt out, you will get frustrated, and or you'll give up. So just post to post. Just post because you love it. I'm guilty for not charging the correct price. I'm guilty of that too. When I initially started, especially when I had my rhinestone business, Bedazzled and Bling, and yeah, I had to go back and readjust my prices because I was selling kits and stuff like that, and I was not charging accordingly. And then I had to update my prices. Some people weren't happy with that, and I get it because they were getting a good deal. Um, but hey, it's business. Prices change, and don't feel bad for feeling like you are at one price point and you feel like, okay, I need to increase, especially with the tariffs and everything that's going on now. Even though we have somewhat of a deal, but not much of a deal, you still have to price accordingly. There's nothing wrong with repricing or adjusting your pricing. If you feel you need to, do it because you're the one that is investing. You're the one that's spending your money, your time, all of that. So you can, oops, let me move this up. So you can, make a profit. So if you need to adjust your prices, adjust them. But I'm guilty of that too, Sharon. Yolanda says, simple as that. Right. Right. And I see some beautiful designs. I see some people that make some beautiful designs. And then I'm like, you charge it? What? Like, seriously? There's no way. And, a lot of times it is those that may be new to business or new to running a business. And, a lot of times when you're first starting out, you kind of do learn. I know I've learned a lot as I go, but I'm an overthinker for one, and I do a ton of research. And I still do research to this day just to make sure, like, okay, are my prices reasonable? Are they, within a range of what others are selling? But then when I seen that $15 and $17, I was like, well, my prices are not going to be reasonable. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. And I hope they're making some type of profit, but with them Etsy fees, yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, it definitely adds up. Those few dollars adds up. Please believe. Please believe. Like, I was able to adjust my pricing when I stopped using Madeira and I started using Candle Thread and Richword because it's less expensive than certain other brands. Now, not saying that Madeira is a bad brand, but the price, the price. But Madeira is amazing thread, but the price point. Once I got Candle Thread and Richword and tested them out and saw that whether I'm using my single needle or my multi needle, they both are giving me the same results. That was a cost that I could cut, that also affected my prices for the products that I was selling. So if you're able to find a more reasonable price for your supplies, you can also incorporate that into whatever it is that you're selling too. Oh, that's a good one, Gail. Yep. The electricity that it takes. Heck yeah. And a lot of times I know personally, I have multiple machines going. I might have my sublimation printer printing some designs. I might be sewing something. I might have both embroidery machines going. And then I'm in the other room sewing as well. So I get using electricity and all for all these different machines. So that is a really, really good one. Um, yes, I have used one. There was one I actually downloaded from Etsy, and it's a pricing calculator for embroidery, though. Um, the Rhinestone World software has a pricing calculator in there, and I love it. So they use Corel Draw, but they have a toolbar within Corel Draw for their software where you can do everything that you need to. And yeah, he has mock-ups in there. They have the pricing calculator in there. So I use that one for certain like sublimation designs and rhinestone designs, things like that. And then I use the embroidery calculator for my embroidery designs. But yeah, I use a pricing calculator because I do like to see, am I just like charging an outrageous price, or does this look reasonable? Now I don't just go in, just like slap a price on there and be like, this is what it is. I definitely do my research. I don't want to price gouge or, price myself out either. That's one thing you want to look at. You don't want to price yourself out, but you want to make a profit. You're running a business. So you definitely want to make a profit. Hey, Spilling the Diversity. Thank you so much. Welcome in everybody. If you're just joining, we're just kind of talking about pricing and making sure that you are making a profit in your business, whether it's a small business, you're just kind of selling on a marketplace, or whether you have a website, but just making sure that you are making a profit and pricing accordingly. And don't feel like you need to lower your prices to be competitive, because on Etsy they are definitely lowballing, and not just embroidery. I've seen it in other fields, other areas as well, and I'm just like, what? There's no way, especially patches. And we all know patches are multiple colors of thread, the majority of them, and they do take time. Whether you have a multi-needle or a single needle machine, patches take time, and all the color changes. And then if you're digitizing your designs, that's something that you want to factor in as well, especially if you're doing custom designs and you're not doing like a setup fee for your digitizing, or you're just a flat out digitizing fee. Definitely you are lowballing yourself, you're cutting yourself short, because if you're digitizing, those of you that do, it takes time. You're sitting in front of that computer, and then you have to test that design as well. And that's another expense. You have to use your materials to test the designs. So that's something that you want to factor in also. Oh, no, not a hobby. My tax will still come after you. Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, if you're making a certain amount of money, even if you're just creating content, or, you have affiliates, you selling on Etsy and you're getting, a sale here and there, you still have to report that stuff. Now, I am not a tax professional. Let me put that disclaimer out there. But yes, you want to make sure, because you don't want those 3 letters, those 3 letters come knocking on your door talking about you owe money, and you know they're gonna hit you with penalties and interest. So yeah, make sure you are reporting that income, but make sure you talk with a tax professional, accountant, whoever it is that you may be working with, to make sure you have everything in place and that you're filing those taxes. Like, I have to file mine quarterly. It could be different for different states, but as far as in Nevada, I follow the state rules for Nevada. But yes, Gail, that is so, so true. Yeah, you definitely want to factor in your time. How long is it going to take for you to create that design? To somebody mentioned earlier, hooping. I think it was Sharon that said hooping up your design, putting your design on a machine, the cleanup, especially if you're doing embroidery. Afterwards, you have to cut down that stabilizer if you're using, say, HTV and an applique design. Or even if it's a fabric in an applique design, you have to turn on your heat press. You're going to have to press it. So you want to factor in that time as well. Definitely factor in everything that goes into it, material, time, all of that needs, supplies, that all needs to go into your price. You need to put that into your price. I still need to make Mickey blanket. Oh, with the tabs, the tabby, or the Mickey tag blanket. I have great granddaughter due any day now. Congratulations. And another in November. Yes, definitely. I found that babies really love those blankets. And I was just making the regular the larger Minky blankets, the baby blankets or toddler blankets, and someone asked me about it. And I did my research. I was like, oh yeah, I can make this, but I was like, I didn't even know it was a thing. So it's like sometimes customers will put you on to a trend. Honestly, this customer, just by her asking me, because she was ordering a blanket, but then she asked me about a blanket with tags, and I'm like, huh? And once I did my research, and now people love those blankets. And I never knew it was a thing. I definitely didn't have one for my daughters. So I didn't know it was a thing, but it is, and it is a good market, baby blankets, because there's always going to be babies born. Hey, Jenny, thank you, and congratulations on the move and the new house. I was watching your video the other day, and I saw that you were getting your craft room together. I know that's exciting to kind of redo everything to a certain extent, get everything situated. So congratulations to you too. Nove Art, hey, welcome in everybody. So we're just chatting about pricing and not underpricing yourself, and making sure that you're taking into account everything that goes into running your business and making sure that you're making a profit. I want you guys to make a profit. Like, I mean, yes, you can have a hobby and someone just happens to want to purchase something from you, and who knows, maybe it could snowball into a business. But if you're making stuff and you're selling it, you definitely want to make a profit. You don't want to take a loss. And you definitely don't want to break even. I mean, it's better than being in the red if you break even, but the goal is to make a profit. Hey, Anita, welcome in. How are you? Let's see. Oh, we got another Anita. Hey, Anita, welcome in. So now we have a couple Anitas, a couple Sharons, and a couple Karens. And I always get the Sharons and the Karens mixed up. Welcome in. I'm just going through the comments here. Hey, Jay, Nikki, thank you so much and welcome. Thank you for joining the live. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody. All right, I think I got through all the comments. All right. Another thing I wanted to talk about, custom orders. That kind of piggybacks off of the pricing and making sure you're pricing correctly for your small business. Customs. If you're going to be doing custom orders, just know and I'm sure a lot of you know, just know you have to take the good with the bad. You have to prepare for revisions, changes at the last minute. And let me tell you, since doing these fans, okay, and getting such a large number of orders, like literally overnight, I definitely learned a lot. Now, I was doing custom orders prior to these fans on shirts and hats and other things like that. But then I also have my items that I just sell. They're already pre-made and made to order upon order. But when I tell you, I am taking a break from the custom fans. I'll probably bring them back maybe next month, but I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break. Now, while overall my experience has been good with a lot of the customs, um, when I get to about 5 or 6 revisions, it was at that point that I realized maybe I need to take a break. And another thing, just about customs in general, if a person isn't detailed enough, you really have to ask a lot of probing questions because unless you're a psychic, there's no way that you can real or think or know what that customer is thinking in their head, what they think their design should look like, regardless of what it is that you're customizing. It is impossible. And sometimes you will have to really think, is this worth it? And when I say, is it worth it? Is the relationship with the customer worth the stress that you are experiencing? Because personally, there was one particular customer that I had to say, hey, unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that I'm going to be able to create what it is that you envision me creating for you. And that was just for my mental sanity because after so many revisions, I can only create so much with the information that I'm being given. But if it's not the vision that that person has, it's going to be a ping pong. You're going to keep going back and forth, back and forth. So you definitely want, if you're doing customs, make sure you have clear guidelines. Make sure you let them know about the picture quality. Even if you could give an example, like this is a good picture, this is a bad picture. If you send me this, this is the quality product that you're going to get. So make sure you have that information in your description. Otherwise, you will, well, personally, I was stressed for a little bit because it was just not the amount of orders, it was just the amount of back and forth, only on a few orders, not all of them. So if you're doing customs, just know you are going to have some time on your hands and you are going to have patience like no other. Let me check the comments here. Hey, Vanessa, welcome in. How are you doing? So, Vanessa, we just been talking about pricing, just seeing how low people are lowballing and undercharging and underpricing themselves, mainly on Etsy, um, just to get a sale. And now I'm just talking about custom designs. If that's something that you're going to be doing in your business, that you really have to have patience and you really have to ask probing questions. You have to even if whether it's through email, a text, or a phone call, I prefer, if I'm not getting the clarity I need through an email, then we're going to get on a call because I'm going to take notes. I need you to tell me what it is that you're envisioning you want this item to look like so I could try to bring that vision to life for you. But I swear people think as a crafter, as a business owner, as offering custom designs that I am psychic or I have one on standby, and I don't. So that's something that you have to consider if you're going to be, especially if you're starting a business and you want to do strictly customs. I would make sure that you have some staple pieces, just items, whether it's t-shirts, patches, tumblers, whatever it is that you might be selling. You want to have some items that you're selling that are not custom or can be customized. The design is created. For example, I have some sequin shirts and the design is created, but they could pick the color thread and they could pick the color shirt. That's an easy customization. Easy. But when it comes to personalizing these fans or just embroidery and things like that, just know you're going to have some patience if you just want to do strictly custom. Yolanda, people be asking for things that are just, yeah, yes. When it comes to customs, I only allow 2 revisions. That is good. Yep. Set those boundaries, set those guidelines, have it in your description box. I even, especially for these fans, I have an acknowledgement and they have to type in yes and that they acknowledge all of the guidelines because I just have that for my protection just in case. So make sure you have something in place so people know like what it is. Set those rules ahead of time. Once that order comes in, they should know what those expectations are. They should know your turnaround time. They should know when you're going to reach out to them to approve the design, and make sure you're getting this stuff in writing. Make sure you're getting an email to talk to, even if you talk to someone and they're like, yeah, that's good. That works. I approve. Okay, great. Could you respond to my email? Because I need that for my records just in case. So make sure you have some type of system in place that covers you just in case. Not saying that everybody is going to be out to get you, but there's some customers that will come back after the fact. And if you have those receipts and those documents, you can't dispute that. They could try, but they can't dispute it. So have that stuff in place before you start. Taylor Made, hey, how are you? I missed you in the chat. I'm not sure if you had said something earlier, but welcome in. Welcome in, everybody that's just joining. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining. I appreciate everybody that's joining the live. Let's see. I'm just going through the chat, see what I'm missing. Okay, Vanessa. Yeah, I upcharge on my custom earnings. Yes. And thank you. Yeah, you definitely want to upcharge if you have a shirt that you sell. Again, going back to the example that I had, my sequence shirts, you can pick your shirt color, you can pick your thread color, boom. But the design is done. I don't have to worry about that part. Picking colors, you could do that all day. But the customization part, that is the part that could take some time. And if you have customization as an option in your business, make sure, like Vanessa said, you are charging accordingly and you have set boundaries, you have set guidelines in place so they know what it is. And have a paper trail. The order itself is, is a paper trail, but having those extra items in place. And again, I go the extra step with having an acknowledgement that they cannot even check out. It's going to stop them from checking out if they try to skip it. I've had someone that typed no in the acknowledgement. Refund. I have issued you a refund because you're telling me you're not agreeing to the terms of what it is that you're purchasing from me and what I'm selling to you. So you're probably not the customer for me if you took time to read it and type in no. So yeah, make sure you have that stuff in place. Cover yourself, CYA at all costs. I do that in my business. I do that at work. When I tell you I save everything, I save everything. just in case I need to pull up an email or a text message from like 1932. I got it. Like I got receipts. And when it comes to text messages, please believe you guys, my husband, I would pull up a text message from like 5 years ago just to prove a point. Given the nature of some people and certain friends, I would refuse to do business with them. Oh, yes, friends and family, because it's just not worth it. I have to protect my peace. Yes, friends and family are the worst customer. And friends and family are also not your target audience. Let me say that again. Friends and family are not your target audience. So when you start a business, yeah, you're posting on Facebook and, to the people that you know, but they're usually not your target audience. And if they do reach out to you, it's going to be for a discount. I'll put money on that. If they reach out to you, hey, I like that shirt that you made. I know you're charging $40 for it, but can I give you 25? No. But friends and families are the absolute worst. You ain't never lied. I will direct them right to my website. Like, yeah, you could place an order for this. Here's the link to my site. You can get it right there. I got to pay for shipping too and taxes. You sure do. Yep. Whatever that total cost comes to, that includes shipping and taxes. So you're paying all of that. Yep. Karen said, Yolanda, yep, that makes sense. Otherwise, you're investing too much time and it eats into, yep, your profit. Exactly. And it prevents you from working on other things. What if you want to add, or you have new design ideas that you want to work on, or you have other orders that you need to work on? So that all plays a part into it. Takes time when it comes to the custom orders, and then changes at the last minute. Okay, you've approved this, but now you want to change the shirt color, or you just want to change the picture, or whatever it might be, or the phrase or the words or the text at the last minute. That's also more time. Now you got to go back to this design that you thought you had approved and done. You were just ready to create it. And now you got to go back and make additional changes. That's more time. And yeah, make sure you're factoring that custom part, that custom piece into your profit or into your price. Just seeing here. Yes, indeed. And we don't have time for all that chewing into the profit. I know that's right. Exactly. Because, hey, if I have to end a relationship with a customer, now I am a person that will take on a challenge. I don't mind at all. But I have my limits. And my limits are, if we're on multiple revisions, I can't bring your vision to life. I'm not going to be able to make what it is you're thinking that your design should look like. I'm not able to do it. And I have no shame in saying that. Unfortunately, I don't think I could create this for you. And, there's some people that may get frustrated or get upset or get angry. There's other people. I've had someone tell me, I appreciate you letting me know this up front. Yeah, I'm letting you know when someone reaches out for a custom out the gate, this is my fee. before I even factor in the supplies, this is my time, this is my fee to work on your particular customized design. Now, with that, then if it starts going back and forth, okay, this is taking too much of my time, and I can tell that this is probably going to stress me out in the long run. So to avoid all that, like someone said earlier, I'm gonna protect my peace and my mental sanity. Yeah, I'm just gonna dead that relationship because it's not gonna be worth it. And especially I know such and such, or I have X amount of followers, and that is great, but it's not gonna work. Fran, hey, you are not late. You are on time. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. Hey, precious pieces. How are you? Oh, thank you. I love the sequence, even though it gets all over the place between sequence and Mickey fiber. But I love working with sequence. I love the sparkle, the bling it brings. Hey, Precious, and thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Let me check here. Hey, Mama Vi, thank you so much, and happy Sunday to you too. Thank you so much for joining. Um, yes, after 2 revisions, it's a brand new template. Exactly. By that point, I'm pretty sure they've either changed background colors, changed pictures, changed text, or even just want a whole new design. So yeah, at that point, it's like, nah, this isn't gonna work. This is not gonna work because after all those revisions, you've just wasted so much time. And then for me, it got to the point where I would cringe. Certain emails, I'd be like, oh, like, here we go again. And then when I finally get that email that's like, oh, I approve of the design, it's like, thank goodness. But yeah, I got to the point where just I did not even want to open my emails just because of the emails that were coming through. It was almost like anxiety. Like, okay, are they going to approve this design or not? So once I got to that point, I was like, yep, it's time to cut this off for a minute and work on some other stuff that I need to work on. Like I need to update my website. There's some stuff I need to update on there. I need to add some files that I have saved to the Google Drive for the channel members. I have John Deere's software, L software, and I've sat down maybe for like a good couple of hours. I need to set aside time to really watch these classes and learn this software. But at the same time, I was so busy with custom orders that I didn't have time for anything else. I didn't even have time to make anything for myself. I didn't have time to make samples, mock-ups, nothing. It was just like my life was consumed with emails and custom orders. And so I learned to limit the amount of custom orders that I'm taking at one time. Once I get those orders out the way, then I resume. I'll reopen up custom orders, take a limited amount, shut it down, and I just keep working like that now, because otherwise it's just like, while the money was good, it's coming in fast, but at the same time, when I'm dreaming about fans and templates and designs and t-shirts, it's a problem and not a good one. So yeah, I had to put a limit on it. I had to cap it. Hey, Sean, how are you doing? Thank you and welcome in. Thank you so much, Merlinda. Appreciate you. Yes, if you haven't, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. And thank you all so much for getting me to the 25,000 subscribers, subscribing, sharing, watching, commenting. I appreciate all of it. And Sean, I'm gonna have to go back and watch your live. I was working on actually something for myself for a change, and I didn't get to catch your live, so I'm gonna watch the replay. Let me just go through the comments here. And we were just talking about custom orders. A lot of people are Etsy are lowballing and underpricing, undercharging themselves, which is insane. Sean, there was someone that I seen that was selling a applique embroidery shirt, and not just it was a front chest, but also a sleeve. So they were doing an applique embroidery design plus a sleeve design for $15 and some change. Where they do that at? Well, obviously on Etsy, but we don't do that over here. We ain't doing that, right? But yeah, $15 for applique. Now you got, and then you're doing applique. You also got to look at the cost of the fabric as well. So, and the cost of the heat and bond that you need to put on the back of the fabric. y'all, don't get me started. I'm like, that is just wild. That $15, $16 for a full embroidery shirt, chest design, applique with a sleeve design as well. You also need a life. Exactly. Exactly. That is another thing. Like, I was to the point where I was so stressed, I didn't want to go anywhere. I was just like, I got to get these orders done. I got to get these orders done. This person needs a revision. Like, y'all, I was so stressed. I was running off of Starbucks and Red Bull like none other. I was drinking, I was on my way to work, and I was doing all this in addition to working my job. So yeah, that was extra stress. So I would get up in the morning, stop at Starbucks, give me a coffee, 5 shots of espresso, just so I could keep going. Then around noon or 1 o'clock, then it's an energy drink. And then one of my loan officers has an espresso machine in his office. So then I would be going in there, making me another shot of espresso. So yeah, I was running on fumes, literally, like straight caffeine, and that's not good either. And yeah, you also have to have a life. You know, me and my husband, we love going out, love seeing live bands, we like stepping, like dancing, we love to travel, do weekend getaways or even staycations, and like all that had ceased. It was just like sleep, work, business. Sleep, work, business, rinse, repeat. And yeah, you definitely have to have a life. You have to be able to step away and take a break every now and again, or not be stressing as soon as you wake up. Hey there, Beverly. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining. Let me just check, see. Sean said, hello, everyone. Yes, the dust is finally settled. Because again, I mean, you never know what video is going to take off, whether it's a short or a long form a video. But I mean, first of all, I wouldn't have been in my pajamas. That's number one. But it just so happens it was a stressful week at work. I came home, went to sleep, woke up, and I had just got my Epson maybe a day or two before. I'm like, well, let me test this out. I have these fan blanks. Let me make myself a fan. I recorded it. It goes viral, which I'm not complaining about. But yeah, those orders came in fast and whoo, really fast to the point. I was stressed. I was busy, which was great. I'm definitely not complaining about that. It definitely brought more visibility to my social media as well as my website, because people were on there purchasing fans, and then people started purchasing patches, and they started purchasing sweatshirts and t-shirts. So it did what I wanted it to do, as far as, okay, I didn't want people to just, I wanted them to purchase the fans, but I didn't want them to just come there just for the fans and that was it. I have people that have returned and purchased other things, or purchased more fans, or recommended me. So it definitely did what it's supposed to do. But at the same time, if you have a video that does take off, you have to be prepared. And that kind of contradicts what I said earlier. Like, you can't really post to go viral, but you also have to be prepared in case you do go viral, because those comments, those orders are going to come in. The hate will also come in. And I don't mean hate in a sense like someone's hating on you or your business. I mean like hate. Like, I had hate go from my videos to my website chat. So that's something else you have to prepare yourself for too. Those that may not have good intentions, those that, you know, just have no type of support or anything like that for you. So you have to prepare yourself for that too. Yes, yes. Y'all, it got bad. It got bad. I was running off of caffeine on a daily basis to the point where it was like me drinking water. It wasn't even doing anything at that point. And it's like I didn't want my business and my content life to affect my job. So, I of course had always gonna show up with my poker face and give it 110%, but I was slowly dying inside. But I'm better now. I'm better now. I've learned how to manage it. Mm, exactly. Giving it away, Sean. There's no way. The sleeve embroidery alone, like the to digitize the design, do the sleeve embroidery, do the chest design, do the applique, cut the now, yeah, cut the fabric. That part alone should be additional fee just to cut the applique fabric. Cause woo, let me tell you, if you're not using a cutter machine to pre-cut your fabric and you're using those scissors, that alone takes time in itself. That should be a whole nother cost, but that should definitely be factored in. Yeah, tailor made. Crazy. There's no way. Oh yeah, they had to be in a negative. The only thing I can think of is that they purchased the blank. They probably got it wholesale, and maybe they paid $7 or $8 for it. So they're like, "Well, I'll double that price, and that'll be my money back." But they weren't factoring in everything else that goes into it. There's no way. I'm charging for everything down to the bobbin. Yeah, they take forever. Oh, and that's a good point, especially if it's on a single needle machine and it's multiple colors. So now you gotta sit there, even though on a multi needle machine, I still babysit it. But with a single needle machine, if you're doing a chest design, especially if you're doing a split design, that's gonna take more time. And then you gotta sit there and watch it just because you don't want to accidentally stitch something together that shouldn't be stitched together. And then you got to go through all the color changes. So, yeah, that's going to take so much time if you're doing it on a single needle machine. So, obviously, they're not even factoring in their time at all. They're just factoring in the cost of that blank. That's the only rational way I could think of it, is that they're only charging for the blank, because there's no way at all. Even on a multi-needle machine, it's still going to take some time. If you got 20,000, 30,000 stitches, you're already looking at a good 30 minutes, 45, not 45 minutes, maybe 30, 35 minutes for a good 20,000, 30,000 stitches out the gate on a multi-needle. So you're almost doubling that on a single needle, that time frame, because that speed is not there. So you have to subtract the speed that a multi needle could do, that your single needle is limited on that speed. Um, Even if someone donated the fabric to you, yeah, you need to factor in what it costs you if you brought it, because you can't repeat that repeat that price forever. Exactly. And you still have to cut that fabric, if especially if it's an applique. You still have to go through that process. Nothing changes other than you don't have to go buy the fabric, or you don't have to go buy whatever, even if it's HTV glitter. Even if it's HTV glitter, it's still, you're having to do that applique. And yeah, you can rip the HTV glitter away and you don't have to cut it down, which is a plus. But at the same time, most people want that fabric when it comes to appliques. Now, the glitter HTV appliques are very popular. They have been for a while, and they still are. But I do get a lot of requests for fabric applique designs. Exactly. I was like, I need more caffeine. I need more caffeine. Like, it got to the point where I was just like, and then that crash, it's like I'm trying to press orders, and then now I'm just like burnt out because now I'm coming off of that caffeine high that I had going for the last 10 hours, and then now it catches up, and yeah, it was definitely bad. Jitters and anxiety. Linda Gray, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. Welcome in. Let me just go through the comments here. Yes. Yes, Yolanda. You and I even talked, and I'm pretty sure you heard it in my voice. I was like, oh, child. Like, I need a break. That's why this week, as of Tuesday, well, actually, no, Wednesday, I'm going to be on vacation, y'all. I am taking a vacation from work. Now, I'll probably still be working on orders, and well, I'm gonna get my orders that I currently have, especially for the fans, shipped out before I even go on vacation. I don't even want to think about fans while I'm on vacation. But while I'm on vacation, I'm going to be updating my website. I'm going to be adding more files to the Google Drive for the channel members. I'm going to be sitting down and focusing on taking the classes for John Deere's L embroidery software. So I'm going to take time to do what I have been wanting to do, but I have not been able to do. I'm gonna make some stuff for myself. I haven't done that either. I need to make some stuff for I just made this today because I actually had a little bit of time today. So yeah, I was definitely busy, off the chain, but I'm definitely not complaining either. Ooh, what? 30 grams of protein. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was insane. And it was just like, I'm that person that wants to get stuff done. I don't like to leave. I don't like stuff to carry over into the next day. I mean, when you have orders coming in, of course, things are going to carry over, but I like to get stuff done. I was staying up to 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning. I would get in the bed. Of course, I wouldn't go to sleep right away. So let's say I fell asleep about 2:30, then my alarm's going off at 6:30, and then it's like caffeine, caffeine, caffeine. Do it again. That's what I was doing for a few weeks. Sad to say, a few weeks, but it was because I'm that person. I want to get stuff done. I don't want nothing laying around. Let me get these orders out. Let me just go ahead and work through this. And yeah, once I finally got to the point where I was like, I'm caught up. I'm in a place where I'm caught up. I was like, wow. I couldn't even make myself go to sleep early. I was laying in bed like, okay, did I miss something? Did I forget something? Did I, like my mind started, my overactive mind, it started going because I thought I wasn't doing something because I was in bed so early. And not even so early. I was in bed at like midnight, and I'm still like, what did I miss? What did I not do? Um Gail said, Linda Gray, your fabric haul had me looking into my Joann. It's open to the end of the month. I actually went to mine's last week, kind of just happened to trip and fall into there again. And everything was pretty much gone. I was going to get one of their sewing machines, just for no particular reason because it was on sale and they were all gone. But they did have bolts of felt, and I did get one bolt of felt because I could use that for patches. Not like I really need it right now, but eventually I will. And my Joanns, they still have a bunch of fleece left, and they have some other stuff. Their notions are pretty much gone. They still have thread, but yeah, ours pretty much is starting to move all the stuff to the more of the front of the store as they're taping off the aisles. But I did end up catching some Minky like last month, and some ribbon. And what else did I get from there? Minky ribbon and some fleece. I did catch some nice cute printed fleece. But when I went last time, it was like a ghost town. They were selling fixtures. I love that it happened that way. That was What made it so cool? Yeah. I'm like the one video I'm in my pajamas would go viral, but again, you never know. And I was not posting for that reason. I was posting to be like, oh, my new printer works good. Like that was the point of that video. Like, let me go ahead, make this fan for myself and use this printer that I just paid a lot of money for and see how good it prints. And boom. But it did what it needed to do. So I'm not complaining because it brought a lot of visibility to my website. I'm definitely getting more orders, more people reaching out for custom orders, which again, I am limiting, but it definitely did what I hoped it would do if it ever did happen. Jesse, bye. Thank you so much for joining. Not sure if you're still here, if I missed you, but thank you for joining. Um, Let's see here, Sean. Unfortunately, a lot of people significantly undercut, yes, themselves just to get a sale. Exactly what I said. Like people are so desperate and thirsty for a sale, and it's like, but you're not making a profit. You're in the red. There's no way you can make a applique embroidery chest design with a sleeve design and for $15 is some change. So let's just say $16 minus Etsy fees. So off of that $16, they probably made $11. If they use Etsy shipping, it probably only made maybe $9 on top. So if anything, they may be looking at it as like, okay, I paid $8 for this shirt and I made $1 profit. No, you didn't. You're in the red. You're negative. And if that is how you're running your business and you I definitely don't want to wish that on no one, but that is how businesses end up closing because they underprice themselves, especially handmade. If you're making these items with your hands, regardless of if you're using machines to assemble them or print or stitch or whatever, you're still putting these designs, these pieces, these garments, whatever it is, together. And you're using your supplies and your time to do that. And if you're not including all that in your cost, you're definitely setting yourself up for failure, unfortunately. So make sure that you're including all those factors in there when pricing, whether you're doing research on what other people are charging, whether you're, talking with someone, a professional, or you're using a pricing calculator, whatever it is, make sure you're taking that time. Even if that's something that you're guilty of doing now, and you need to go back and reassess, it is okay to go back and reassess and update your prices. It is perfectly fine. And if people feel a certain way, if you have a certain customer base, then market to your target audience. Market to those who you feel would benefit from your product and who would purchase your product without complaining about the price. Do not let nobody try to negotiate your price. Your price is your price, period. Point blank, period. I am not negotiating my price. I've had that. To this day, I have people reach out. Nope. What you see is what you get. What you see is what you pay. Let me see. Yeah, so I just was happened to be driving and parked and tripped and fell into Joann's. That's usually how it goes. Michael's too. I trip and fall in there all the time. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Tender touch. After you finish stitching out the design, especially for kids' designs, you have to put tender touch on there because their skin is so sensitive. So that's another cost in addition to your stabilizer and your stabilizer, your thread, your bobbin, your shirt, your hoop, your hooping station, like everything, all that, your time, your design. Again, If in doubt, add it in. If in doubt, if you're not sure if it's something that you're using or if it is going to cost you time, add it in. Pretty eyes, hey, how are you? Welcome in and thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. All of the subscribers, which again, people, when it comes to social media, people don't know about you unless you're posting consistently. And one thing that I have noticed with, especially with YouTube, shorts. Shorts definitely put you, of course, it's going, your core audience is going to see those, but it also goes into the short shelf. So as people are scrolling through those shorts, yours may come up and they're seeing that. So you're actually being marketed to a completely different audience. Well, not different, but new people that may not see your long form content. So it's best to mix up your long form content and do some shorts. You can actually even clip certain parts of your video within YouTube Studio and make it a short. And then you make that short and then you tag the original video so people can then come back and watch your long form content. So make sure you're using all those tools that they have, but I highly suggest shorts. And not even just because of that video that did really well or that short that did really well for me. I've been doing that for a while and I've noticed you can look in your analytics and see how many subscribers that have subscribed because of that short, that video, or whatever. So definitely be checking that out and use shorts, even if you know you're creating them from scratch, or if you're just clipping your content, use shorts because if you reach a new audience of people that probably didn't know that you even existed until they seen that short, and then they come and then they see your content because if they're interested in the short and they click on it to see your content, then they probably maybe will subscribe or maybe like that particular video, comment on it, which also helps. So definitely use shorts. Keep doing your long form content, but shorts. And also, if you're just doing, say, if you're just doing lives or you're just doing like a weekly video or two, those shorts, you can post multiple, and that's going to bring multiple more people potentially to your channel. So definitely use shorts. Do not sleep on shorts. I like that, Gail. My price can go up, but not down. Exactly. Exactly. And it shouldn't. Especially with the tariffs now. Even if you're not having to pay tariffs and you're able to buy your supplies, you know, within the US, or you just stocked up like I did before the tariffs came. I stocked up on stuff. But you have to factor in that. Just don't lowball yourself. I hate to see that when I go on these different marketplaces and I'm like, you charge it, but crazy. Heck yeah, the price is the price. It is what it is, and it's not changing. Now, if I decide that I want to give a discount, I will decide that. If I have a repeat customer that's, you know, ordering X amount of items and they continue to come back, I got you. Hey, I'm gonna, you know, this one you come back for however many times, I'm gonna give you a discount, but I'm going to decide that. I don't let the customer decide that for me if I want to give you a discount. So keep that in mind too, because customers will try. She hopped over it. I don't know how to make shorts. You don't know how to make shorts. So it's going to be the same as, maybe I'll have to do a tutorial inside of my YouTube Studio. But yeah, you can, once you're in there, you can actually go to your video, and I forgot the option. I'll create either a video for it or I'll do a short about it showing you, where to go inside of YouTube Studio. But yeah, you can do clips, and you can also adjust what clip. It doesn't like you do a clip and YouTube selects it for you. You can adjust what you want to clip. So if you want to clip, just a certain second, and with shorts, you can go up to 3 minutes now. So it could be, hey, if you want to do a 10-second short or if you want to do a 3-minute short. I keep mine kind of in between. I try to keep mine around a minute-ish, no longer than like a minute and a half, unless I'm just like really explaining something in detail. But yeah, Gail, definitely I'll create some type of content around that, but definitely use shorts, y'all. It will help bring more people to your channel that did not know about you. And it just puts you in front of new eyes. Now, your core audience is always most likely going to see those, or they're going to get that notification. But then it's also going to, and shorts, and that's another thing, shorts are evergreen, just like your long form content. So someone could be searching for a Clack fan. A video is going to come up, but they're probably also going to get some shorts. So they're both evergreen content, which most crafts, if you're a crafter, most of us that are here are, or business owner, whatever, that content is usually evergreen. I have people that I get views on videos from 2 years ago. Now I'm like, dang, for real? But because there's always, as a crafter, I'm sure we can all agree, we always are interested in a different craft, or maybe we want to try a different craft, or maybe we're just doing research on a particular craft. And it could be, I've watched videos from 2, 3, 5 years ago that's still relevant today. So, or maybe there's been some minor changes, but overall it's relevant today. So that's one thing that I love about YouTube, is that the content, whether you're doing long form content or shorts or even your lives, that stuff is evergreen. So that's why I say I prefer YouTube over TikTok. TikTok, if you get a lot of views, usually it's short lived. I've had a few videos over there that are still getting quite a few views, which I'm like, okay. But usually within the first few weeks, it starts to fizzle out. Whereas on YouTube, it keeps going. I like the shorts as I am a newbie. Yeah, and I've seen some channels, Yolanda, that are just shorts. All they do is shorts. And these channels, some of them have over 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, just from shorts? And yeah, just from shorts. But it definitely helps. I noticed that out the gate once I started with shorts. I started, putting my shorts up, and I'm like, dang, these are getting some views. And then I would look at my analytics, and I'm seeing I'm getting subscribers from these shorts that are now, core members. They're returning subscribers to my channel. So yeah, I love shorts, because even if it's a week where I can't put out a long form video for whatever reason, I'm taking a break, or I'm just busy, or hey, if I'm tired, whatever the case may be, I can put out shorts. So people still know that I'm there. People are still engaged, and people can still interact, and I can still interact with them, but it's just in a short form video. But don't worry, Gail, I got you. That would be cool to see a video, to see you clip it. Okay, yeah, I could definitely do that. Yeah, because I do it all the time. Now, I do, like I say, I set up my camera whenever I'm in here in my other room, and I will just hit the record button, and then I'll go back and chop and edit it up later and make a short, or a TikTok, or post it. But yeah, from the long form videos, I've done that quite a few times, and people will, and I'll sometimes crop it to the point where a person has to ask a question. So I'll crop it to a certain extent, and then they'll go in the comments, well, how did you do X, Y, and Z? Or you didn't explain this. Oh, here's the link to the full tutorial. And then they'll go back and watch the tutorial, and then they'll also comment there. So there's so many ways that you could use shorts to bring more eyes to your channel and also have more engagement on your long form videos. They definitely go hand in hand. In my eyes, they do. You could also link products. Say if you have your merch shelf, or if you have your shop connected, and I'm not sure what the requirement is to have, connect your website. I know now you can connect Wix, you can connect Shopify, you can, and there's a few other ones, and I think they're continually adding on. But then you can also tag your products and have a merch shelf on your video and shorts. You can also tag products, especially if you're connected to YouTube Shop. Then you can also, and let me tell y'all, they just added Michaels to the YouTube Shop. So you could tag a product in your video that they have at Michaels or Walmart or whatever store. And if people click that link, you can get a commission from that. So I like how YouTube tries to make sure there's multiple ways that you can monetize, even if your channel is not monetized. So some of these items will open up as you go along, as you're growing, even before you get monetized and become you're a part of the YouTube Partner Program. So I like that option that you can tag your own products to your website, and you could tag products that you use, and say if you don't have your website connected yet, you could tag those products from what other ever retailer you want to. I've done that with the Beaver Hat Press. I have it tagged, and people have used that link to purchase the hat press because they seen the video, they saw how I used it, they saw the comparison between the two different ones that they have. They click on the link and they purchase it. But I will definitely do a video about the shorts so you guys can see that, because that's another option that you should definitely be using while on YouTube, especially as you're growing. I don't care if you have 10 subscribers or if you have 200,000 subscribers, still use it. I didn't know about yes, Merlinda, checking your analytics, and I'll definitely do that. Maybe I'll make that, switch that for this week's tutorial and show you guys how you can go in YouTube Studio. You can clip a video that you've already recorded. It does have to be a video that's been released. So if it's, say, like a video that you're premiering or that's private, I don't think that you could clip it, but once it's been released for viewing, then you can go in YouTube Studio and clip it. Or just like you would make a reel or a TikTok or something like that, you can then post that as a short. And if you've done a video similar to that short, so say I post a video on a fan, me sitting here talking about these fans, and I can make a short or a reel or TikTok or whatever, but then I can post that, and then I can link not only my website or that product so people could click on a purchase. You could also link the video where you did a full-on tutorial on that video, so people can then click on that video and go watch your tutorial, or click on that short and watch your video. Yes, I highly recommend it. It's as I A lot of these platforms, as they're adding new features, take advantage of them because they want people to use them. So they push you out more. They put you out there more. I feel is what I've noticed on multiple apps. When they have a new feature release, use it. Like now, vertical lives are the big thing. So yeah, going live, your regular standard horizontal, but now vertical lives are a big thing. So going vertical live can also put you on the shorts shelf. A lot of people don't know that. So when you go live vertically, it puts you on the short shelf. So not only is it looking like a short, but you're also already have your core audience watching. So they see that you're live. So they're most likely going to come. But then as people are scrolling through the short shelf, then they're going to see that you're live, and they may end up joining that live as well, which is then going to increase how many viewers you have on that particular live because you went vertical. So it's just, and these are things that I have been trying. Well, I've only tried the vertical live once or twice, but I'm definitely going to be doing that more just because I've seen the effects of the shorts, how it definitely has helped grow my channel, bring more people that were interested in my content to my channel. So definitely try out shorts. If you could post a TikTok or a reel on Facebook or on Instagram, it's the same thing. But don't download from other platforms and just upload to YouTube Shorts. They don't like that. So I would say create it however you created it. Make sure it's saved to your device and then upload it directly from your device to YouTube. Side note. So definitely don't just do a copy and paste, download and then just upload. Like save it to your phone and upload it from your phone as original content. Okay. And don't take others' content, not as far as like stealing their content, but don't just take it and post it onto your shorts because that looks like it can look like you took somebody else's content. Make sure it's your original content when you're with shorts. You could probably get away with it on other platforms, but YouTube does not play about that. They want you to be doing original content on their platform, whether it's a video or short. So keep that in mind. Hey, Vanessa. Let's see. I have some videos of peel reveal of my rhinestone shirts. Could these count? It definitely can. Unboxings, whatever content. If you're just wanting to do clips of tutorials that you already done, long form videos, you clip that, and not only it comes out as an actual long form short, so it's not even going to be like a horizontal video. It's going to clip into actual short, but you could use any video. You can go back and use a video that you uploaded 3 years ago if you want to. You could clip that and upload that to a short. You definitely can. Any type of video that you feel like you want to share, or again, I crop a lot of mines down to where people will ask a question. And then so I can kind of reel them in, like, okay, they're asking a question, they're curious, they're interested. Here's the link. Here's the whole video. So definitely use it regardless of, how long ago you made the video, or if it's a new video that you've just done, especially that's really good to get more people to view that video, especially if it's a newly released video. So, yep, you could definitely do that for a short. What? Wow. Yep, giving you some gems. Giving you some gems today, y'all. Just this is just stuff I had played around with just to see, because I saw the shorts was there. And then a lot of times through YouTube Studio, you'll get that notification like, that they have a new feature. And especially when you get those notifications that there's a new feature, start using it. Start using it expeditiously, because they want people to use that feature. They released it, now they want people to use it. And once you start using it, you'll notice a shift that, okay, this is getting more views. And then you'll look at your long form content like, oh, this is also getting more views. Now, it's not guaranteed, but it does help. I would say from my personal experience, it does help. Definitely. And again, I always say, like I said earlier, never post with the intent of going viral. If it happens, that is great. That is amazing. If it doesn't, keep on keeping on. But do not post with the intent of going viral. You're going to be chasing something that you don't know where it is, and you're going to get frustrated. So just post the content. Definitely use shorts. Definitely use shorts. And I mean, before I started with my long form content, I was already on other platforms creating the reels and shorts. So I was already used to it. I didn't realize that feature was in TikTok, in YouTube until, I don't know, last year, beginning of last year. I forget when I started posting shorts, but I noticed a difference. I noticed a huge difference right away. And it's only gotten better as I'm using the features, especially once they went from 1 minute and then they were like, okay, now it's 3 minutes. And then that's why I kind of bake mine's about a minute and a half ish. I would say about a minute and maybe a few seconds over that. But I try to go past that minute mark, and then it goes into up into that new feature, that 3 minute feature that they opened up. Because before, it would just cut your video off. It would, if it was a minute and 2 seconds, it's cutting that 2 seconds off. Now it goes up to 3 minutes, so you can definitely do a lot within that 3 minutes. You could also use it to make a short. And if you say you do a voiceover, you can let people know. But I'm going to have the full tutorial on my channel. Make sure you click that link to check out the full tutorial, so you can get also a call to action, get people back to your long form content. Let's see. Okay, that's great. I have a long way to go before I can get monetized. I'm at 253. But the thing is, don't look at the subscriber count. Yes, it's great as we grow, but that 253, those 253 people, they are there for you. They appreciate your content, the work that you're putting in. So give that same energy regardless of whether you have 200 subscribers or you have 100,000 subscribers. Still give the same energy, still give the same great content. I do watch your lives, and a lot of times I'm at work, so I really can't engage, but I am watching to make sure you get that watch time. So definitely don't get discouraged because of the subscriber count. Those 253 people there are there because they rock with you. They like your content. There's something about you that they like. So you will get there before you know it. So don't just focus on the subscriber count. Focus on your videos. Your lives are really good. The quality, the content quality, and just being consistent, and you'll see it over time. Because trust me, I was that person at first. I can remember when I first got my first 10 subscribers, and I was through the roof. So just keep posting and you will get there. You definitely will, because you do make a lot of great content. I am doing great. I am doing great now. I am well rested. The orders, everything, the dust is settled. And so I am great. Linda, I'm only at 190, but those 190 people are there for you. That's what counts. Those people are there because you are providing something that they like, that they enjoy. They enjoy watching you and how you explain and how you do things. So don't just look at the subscriber count. I know it's hard to say that because you have to have this amount of this and that, before you can reach certain milestones, but you will get there. And YouTube is the long game. You can go and gain thousands of subscribers on other apps within a few weeks, but YouTube is a long game. And with that being said, once you do get monetized, your videos that you're creating now will make money as well. As people watch those videos, that's why I say crafting is an evergreen niche to get into, niche, however it's pronounced. So once you do become monetized, those videos, you're going to make money on those too, because people will go back and watch those videos. And trust me, when I started, my lighting was terrible, my sound was terrible, and some of those videos have really good views on them. I'm like, how and why? And I'm also making money from those videos. So just know what you're doing now isn't in vain, or it's like, okay, all that's going to be erased. Once you get to this milestone, you're still going to get paid on that content as well. So post it, keep posting. Yes, yes, Yolanda. And I've actually was invited to like a boot camp with YouTube. It was a virtual boot camp, and they dropped a lot of gems. And that is some of this information I'm sharing with you now. And as you know, if you guys want more content, more information, because I'm also going through another boot camp that I was invited to, and I'm just adjusting my chair here. Let me know if you want more of these tips, and I will definitely provide them, whether it's in a long form content video, a live, or even a short. So you guys can use this information too to help you grow and gain new subscribers and increase your watch time and things like that. Another thing that does help grow, which Gail, I love that you're doing, is you go live a lot. That helps increase your watch time. So that was one thing I did not do when I started my channel. And then I noticed when I did start going live often, that my subscriber count was growing. Not only that, but then my watch time. So going live is another way to get to your watch hours quicker as well. So keep that in your back pocket too. um, yep. Never say only. Exactly. You are on, and that is everything. Exactly. Yeah, never say only, because those people are there for you. The information that you're providing, your personality, all of those things play a factor in when people decide to watch your content. And people can subscribe and not come back, but at the same time, if people have a connection with you, or they like your personality, or they feel like you're really teaching them something, whatever the case may be, those will be your returning subscribers. And you can see that in the analytics as well. You can see your video, even for your channel, but then you can see certain videos, you can see your shorts, if it's new viewers, if it's returning viewers, those are things that you can see too. So I do take a look at my analytics. I used to look at YouTube Studio like, yeah, I don't even care about all this. Like, it's too much going on. But once I really started to look at it, you could see what age range of your subscribers are, and you can tailor your content more to that age range. Are you just had all of your subscribers from the US? I have subscribers in other countries that also watch. So you can also kind of tailor your content around information, that you get from your analytics as well. So definitely go through YouTube Studio, look at your overall channel analytics, look at video analytics, look at your shorts, your live analytics, all those things. Take a look at all that stuff. Um, you are very welcome, Linda. Very welcome. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. Yeah, I went from where I was to where I am today because of a short. That's why I say make sure you do. Now, again, I'm not saying that you're automatically gonna go viral, and who knows if I have another short that goes viral, but things like that, it helps. And yeah, it takes time. It's the long game, but it's definitely worth it. Um, Monetarily, it is definitely worth it in the long run. So just stick with it. Um, oh, Linda, me too. Me too. I'm doing better. I had set my schedule for my videos, every Wednesday. If something for whatever reason happens, last couple months I've just been extremely busy and I haven't been able to edit content. So it's kind of been a little sporadic, but I try to make sure every Wednesday, 5:30 Pacific time, that there's a premiere video. I am going to get back now into doing more lives as well. But y'all, I'm truly a introvert, so I kind of have to hype myself up before I even go live. So sometimes I'm just like, ah. But sometimes it's hard for me to go live. So that's why I do like doing the premiere videos. So at least there is still a live chat and I can still interact. But I feel like you do get to interact more on a personal level when you do go live and people can talk to you directly. Um, Thank you. I get a lot of views after the. Okay, good. I know that 5 p.m. Central is early for Pacific Coast and dinner time for East Coast. I'm happy they come back and watch. Yeah, yeah, definitely. People will come back and watch your replays or things like that, which is good. That's the good thing about a live, or a person may come in for a little while and like, hey, I gotta go, and then they'll come back and pick up where they left off, or they may just rewatch the entire live, which is great too. So yeah, definitely keep doing that, Gail. That's a good thing. I wish that is something I learned 2 years into it. That first year though, I posted a few videos and then I was like, whatever. And then I went back to my other platform that I'm on, and then I think I was like, okay, people would ask questions, and I'm like, well, I can make a video and tell you instead of me typing out a whole novel trying to explain it to you. And that was the main reason I even started. People would ask questions. But then I noticed when I started and then I kind of stopped, and then people would have more questions, then that's when I was like, you know what, let me really get serious about this, because people are asking questions, and obviously the content that I'm providing is something that people are wanting because they're asking me. And so that led to me being more consistent. But definitely, you want to be consistent. If you can, have a schedule, have a planner, whether it's a digital planner, a regular handheld manual planner, or whatever. Have a planner, plan your content, or you don't even have to plan your content. Write down content ideas. If I'm getting a content idea and I'm at work, I will text it to myself. So when I get home, I can write it down in my notebook. I keep a notebook of content ideas. That's another thing that would be helpful if you're just starting out. That way you're not scrambling, like, what can I make a video about? Or you don't just want to post any video, because I feel like if it's not something that you're really into, or you're rushing to make, or you're just making a video just to make a video, people can pick up on that, I believe. And so just keep a list of content ideas as they come to you, like, oh yeah, I can make a video about X, Y, or Z. Add it to your list. You don't have to do it right then, but that way when you're at a point where you're like, okay, I don't know what I can make a video about, you could go back to those notes and you say, oh yeah, I could use this idea right here. And then you have your content without having to stress, or without just having to put out something just to put out a video. So keep some type of notebook for any ideas or whatever, and jot that down. Even if you want to plan out your content, do that too. Now, I tried that and it just didn't work for me. I was trying to, okay, on this date, I'm going to post this video. On this day, I post this video. And then I'll get a question in the comments like, could you make a video on? And that's another thing. Your subscribers or people that are just watching, they will ask questions. You can make videos on that. Do a video, respond with a video or a short. Um, Most definitely, this is very helpful. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. Yeah, I'll keep, as I'm, going into these boot camps and things like that that's offered by these platforms. I will definitely bring these tips back to you. I'll also be putting them in the Facebook group as well. So you guys, so whatever you feel might be helpful, I will definitely put that information out there. And especially, I'm using these tips that I'm giving you as well. I have been, and I'm seeing results, and that's why I'm sharing them with you, because I know, I'm still growing on YouTube. So anyone that's trying to grow on YouTube, these tips can be helpful for you. I only do lives because I don't want to edit. That's another one. That's a good one, Gail. Yeah, if you don't want to go through the process of editing or purchasing editing software or learning how to edit, go live. Not only will it get you to your watch hours faster, you don't have to edit. Once that video posts, you slap on the thumbnail and you are good to go. And do your description if you didn't do it beforehand, and you're done. That is a good one. That's a good one. It definitely eliminates having to edit. And see, I do like that idea. Like I say, I'm just too much of an introvert. I kind of have to hype myself up, even though I'm like talking directly into a camera, but I'm sitting in a room by myself talking to a camera. But at the same time, I'm not by myself because there's people on the receiving end of that. So I just gotta, I don't know. I gotta work through it. That's something that I definitely have to work through. Cause I do like going live. I do like interacting with y'all. But again, I just be like, oh, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, what if nobody comes on my live and I'm just sitting there? Like maybe that's just me being the overthinker that I am. Um, I'm starting to try to do more lives. I have some. Yeah, I saw that too, Merlinda. And again, if it's during the day, a lot of times when I do catch people's lives, I'll try to jump in there and be like, hey, hey, speak to everybody. Other times, if I'm busy at work, I'll just have it on and I'll have my earphone in and I'll just be listening. So, I mean, if I can't physically engage, I'm still helping out with the watch hours, the watch time. But yeah, that's what I do a lot of times, just because I am on the West Coast, and I see a lot of channels that I watch. They're on in other time zones, and so yeah, I'll just turn it on and watch and continue doing what I'm doing at work. Because when I get off work, it's 5 o'clock here. So what's that? 8 o'clock Eastern time. So yeah. Build your channel naturally. Yes. Pour into the subscribers you have. Exactly. And the moment we start obsessing over those who aren't there, we begin to battle with ourselves. Yes. Be persistent. The growth will come. I love this comment. I love this comment. That is so true. Um, do not feel like you want to grow in, because whatever your goal is, if you want to get brand deals, sponsorships, affiliates, do not feel like you need to be at a certain number to do this stuff, to get affiliates and things like that. And do not buy subscribers. Do not do it. YouTube, even though they may not say nothing, they know. So do not do anything like that. Just again, grow naturally, be your authentic self. I say that all the time. Be you. Nobody else can be you. You can get inspired by other creators, other channels that you watch, but there is only one you. So be uniquely you. Um, do not compare yourself to what other people are doing. Again, it is completely okay to look at others for inspiration, but do not compare yourself, because you will disappoint yourself. And you also don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but do not try to grow unorganically. YouTube will know, and it will stunt your growth and or the path that you want to go on. So definitely, I love this comment. Yep, do it naturally. Because and another thing, on top of that, if a brand reaches out to you, and especially if it's a large brand, they're going to want to see your analytics. Okay. So if the numbers don't make sense, they're going to see that, and they're going to probably respectfully decline to proceed. So just keep growing authentic. Do not do anything that goes against YouTube's terms and conditions, because not only could you be demonetized before you're even monetized, or if you are, you can get demonetized. Your content can be suppressed and not move out in the algorithm. And also, you can limit yourself. You can actually hurt yourself more by doing that. Again, a lot of these companies, they want to see your analytics. And if it doesn't make sense, they will walk away. So don't feel like you have to do anything outside of those terms and conditions. And not only could it get you demonetized, it could also completely get your channel removed and you could be permanently banned. So do not go against those terms and conditions. And I know it's a lot of verbiage in there, but you definitely want to look into those terms and conditions and make sure that you're not doing anything that YouTube doesn't agree with. A lot of times I watch or listen while doing other things. Exactly. Yeah, I could be in here working and I see that someone's live and I'll put it up on my tablet and just, watch and listen. And I may come back after the fact and then comment, or, I'll make sure I like it, or I might share it, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I do that a lot too while I'm working. Yeah, I gotta get a schedule. Definitely get a schedule. And it's okay if you need to change it up. If you like, I was posting originally like I want to say on Saturdays, but I found that Wednesdays work a little bit better for me. So I started posting consistently on Wednesdays. Well, I'm trying to be consistent, but find out what works for you. If you need to play around with it, play around with it. You can always, I always try to let people know, hey, I'm not doing a video this week. I'll post it on the community tab, or I'll post it in the Facebook group, something like that. Just communicate. But again, that's when those shorts come into play. So if you can't, for whatever reason, make a long form video, or if you can't go live, post some shorts. So you're still active, you're still there, you're still being put in front of your audience. So if you can't do one, do the other. I definitely say that way people know that you're still there, and just communicate. Just communicate with your subscribers. That way they'll know when to expect your next tutorial, when to expect your next live, or whatever the case may be. If you don't have a consistent schedule, or you're working on trying to get a consistent schedule. I play my solo lives and make the thumbnail. Oh, okay. Then wait to find some time to jump in the YouTube screen. Okay. Yep. My health plays into the timing. Gotcha. Yeah. However you need to do it, because even if you go live, you can update all that after the fact. Another tip, if you notice that maybe your video isn't getting the views, or say you had a similar video that got more views than the video that you made, you can change your thumbnail, you could change your title, you can do all that, and that the algorithm is going to look at those changes, and then they're going to present that out again into your audience, and then from there they can present that out into a wider range. So if you feel like, if you feel like you after the fact you need to go back and you don't like that thumbnail, or you want to change the color, or you want to add or take this from your title, you can do that. I've done that on videos where I was like, okay, this video isn't doing too good. Let me do a different thumbnail and let me reword the title. And then it gets more views. So that's something else that you can do too. If you notice that you're not getting the views that maybe you expected, or kind of felt it should have fell within a certain range, you can go back and make edits. Donzel said, right, Gail. That is a great idea. Yep. Sean mentioned that before in the group, but I got to get to the 1,000 subs. Oh, yeah. But you'll get there. And like I said, live is the way to go, because you're going to have, like, we've been on this live for, oh, dang, almost 2 hours. That's 2 hours of watch time. Now, not that people may come in and come out and, things like that, but that goes towards that watch time. Whereas I don't feel no one's going to watch a 2 hour tutorial. Let's be real. I wouldn't watch a 2 hour tutorial. So lives is definitely the way to do it. Sean is another person that goes live. I know every Sunday I'm gonna get that notification letting me know that Sean's about to go live. And that's a good way to get that watch time in. But if you want to go live. And if you're nervous about going live or you're uncomfortable with going live, find someone to go live with. Find multiple people to go live with so you can, as you're working or even if you're just talking or chatting, you have someone else that you're talking with. And then you also have everyone in the chat that's also talking to you guys that's on camera, but also amongst each other. So that's another idea. If you're uncomfortable with the idea of going live, find someone that you're comfortable with that don't just go live with anybody. Let me say that. Don't just feel like you need to reach out to someone just to go live. Definitely make sure you're going live with someone that is authentic, that you vibe with, that y'all get along. You have share a similar content, or you're a like-minded individual, basically. So make sure whoever you're connecting with, um, you're comfortable with that person too. So just make sure that, but that is an idea if you want to help or to help you get those watch hours is by going live, but you don't want to go live by yourself. Find somebody that you could collab with. You are so welcome, Merlinda. You know, I try to give whatever gems I can. Grow naturally, be consistent, and be yourself. Thank you, Jenny. I say that all the time. Be you. There is only one you. People are coming to your channel because of you. It's your channel, it's your content. Be uniquely you, be your authentic self. Definitely. I agree with that. And Jenny makes a lot of good content too. The crafty Puerto Rican, and she does all things. She's the crafter as well, sewing, embroidery, sublimation, all that stuff that we do. Are you streaming live from your computer or your mobile? So I'm actually streaming through my camera from my Restream on my computer. Now, you can stream from your phone, you can stream from your computer. You don't necessarily have to use Restream or StreamYard. You can go live actually through YouTube Studio, but I just like using Restream because I do have, all you can put, the ticker bar that I have going across the bottom that says the 25,000 subscribers, or I can add certain things on screen. I can show the comments, things like that. But I normally just have my camera set up. I have my USB cable connected to my computer, and that I'm looking at the computer, which shows me all your comments and everything. But then I'm looking at the camera to talk to you guys. So it doesn't, so when I do look away, I'm looking at the comments on my computer. I was reading that you can go live from your computer if you have at least 50 subs. Yes, you can. You can go live directly through YouTube Studio. Now, once you set up like a StreamYard or a Restream, if you're going to use a streaming software, you do want to make sure you do it at least 24 hours before you plan on going live, because usually YouTube has to approve it. Like, you kind of have to submit it through and YouTube approves it. Somehow it connects and you go in and then you're able to go live. Restream, for me, it happened right away. StreamYard, when I used to use it, it did take 24 hours. So just keep that in mind too. If you're going to be using a streaming software, you may have to wait for that approval process to happen. My sewing hobby. Hey there. Welcome in. Welcome in. We are just chatting about content creation. We were chatting about pricing and all, lowballing yourself, not lowballing yourself, making sure you don't do that. But now we're just chatting about different tips and things to help all of us grow on our YouTube journey. So welcome in. Let's see. My StreamYard subscription expires May 27th. Do you like Restream? I love it. Honestly, it looks looking at it, it looks the same. You could also do a trial. I think they have like a 14-day trial. But what I love, since StreamYard increased their prices and took away the extra camera feature, even though I don't use it a lot, but I like to have it for when I need it. Whereas with Restream, you could use that extra camera feature with their basic plan, with their free plan, actually. And their basic plan is like $19, I think. But I like it. I like it. I wish I would have started with Restream over StreamYard. Not that it's bad, but the prices have just gotten ridiculous. But I love it. You can do everything. You can invite guests, or share the link so people can also, when you, or if you're going live, if you're doing a collab, you can go live from your YouTube and it'll be live on there. So it still has that same feature. It has the different layouts. You can add your multiple cameras. You can share your screen. You can add people. So it has all those settings. You can get your comments here. You could do your different overlays. So say if I wanted to go ahead and show my comments on the screen, that option is available too. So I really like that also, that I can, have the comments or the chat up on the screen. Yeah, so it pretty much does the exact same thing. Just a few things are in a couple different places, but overall it looks the same to me. So yeah, that's another feature that I like. Well, welcome in. Thank you for joining and being a newbie to the channel. I appreciate you being here. Yes, I use use the free version of whichever streaming service I go with. Yeah, because again, I did the free trial and then I just stuck with the free plan. You don't have to upgrade. They may try to entice you with a discount, but you don't have to upgrade. But with StreamYard, if you want that extra camera, which was the big deal for me for even looking for a different streaming service, and they took it away after I was paying $50 a month, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got you. And I found Restream. So yeah, even with the free plan on Restream, you can use that second camera. So I really like it. And you still have all the exact same features. There's not, I think the only difference is how it streams. I want to say 720 versus, I forgot the other one. I think that might be the only difference. But I'm streaming in 720 now, and I haven't had any issues. Oh yeah, yeah. I like it, Yolanda. I like it a lot. I like all the features. And actually, I think they have a few more in the backgrounds. If you want to add like a background on there, you can do that as well. They have some built in, or I would create some in Canva, and then I used to upload them to StreamYard. I think I uploaded a couple here, but they have like the moving backgrounds already pre-installed, things like that in here. Oh yeah, Jenny, you never heard of Restream before? Yeah, take a look. Take a look. You will like it. Let me see if I can find the link for it. And no, I do not have on my glasses, and that is why I am squinting. I thought I had a link for it. I will make sure to post it in the Facebook group, and then I'll put it on the community tab because I thought I had the links already saved. Oh, here it is. Let me put it in the chat for y'all so you can take a look. So that is the Restream link. Take a look at it, do a free trial, do a comparison, see if you like it. I feel like it's comparing apples to apples, honestly. Oh, I just saw your comment, Gail. Yep, I just put it in the chat. I do have a link for StreamYard. Yes, my StreamYard was for multiple seats. It went from 240 to 400. Yes, they went up. I want to say They want, yeah, because they wanted me, because I was just paying for it monthly, because again, I wasn't going live that often. And so it went from 49, and then they were like, well, if you want the feature with the camera, you have to pay 99. I was like, no, I don't. And I'm not. Like, nope, that's not going to work for me. And then I started doing my research on other streaming services. And then I also watched some other creators that were doing comparisons with other platforms. And I decided to do this as a free trial, and I loved it. I was like, it looks just like StreamYard, just a different name and a few more features. Googled it. Yeah, and again, you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to. They have monthly plans, they have annual plans, and they have a free plan. So you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to. I do have a Facebook group. Let me get that link for you. Here it is. So here is the link for the Facebook group. And it is very, very, very helpful, friendly. In the Facebook group, we don't allow scammers, and none of that extra. It's a positive environment. So, and people post all types of information, beautiful work. So it's just a space for all types of crafty and creative, like-minded individuals. So that is the link for the Facebook group. And then I put the link in there for Restream as well, if you just want to take a look at it and try the free plan or the free trial. You are welcome, Jenny. Anytime. Anytime. And if I don't approve you for the Facebook group, I'm sure Vanessa will. I'm not sure if she's here still, but she's also a mod over there. Shantae, Stitching Hearts with Shantae. She's also a mod, embroidery expert over there. That girl can digitize some stuff. But so yeah. So if I don't get to you, Vanessa definitely will. She's quick. Let me see. Did I answer all the questions? Oh, you are very much welcome. I can't wait for you to join. So, you guys, I'm going to get off of here so I can go ahead and press these fans because it is 7 o'clock. Even though y'all know I'm a night owl, but I no longer have to live off of caffeine now that I'm all caught up on all these orders. But yeah, I'm gonna get these pressed, and then I have some other stuff I need to work on, and I will be adding some links for the memberships, the channel memberships, or not some links, some more designs. I do have some sublimation, embroidery, as well as rhinestone designs that I got to add for you guys. So I'll be dropping those while I'm off enjoying my vacation this week, finally. And if there are any requests for videos, I will make sure to get one for the shorts for you, Gail and Linda. So you guys make sure you are, definitely using all the resources that you can for your growth and for your YouTube channel. But yeah, definitely hop on those shorts. Whether if you're creating them from scratch or if you're clipping your long form content into shorts, trust me, you want to do that. The vertical lives, that's another one. So again, as those new features come out, definitely try those features and see how they may, or if they don't help you, I definitely get it, but I can say they've been helpful. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all again for the 25,000 subscribers. I think I'm actually like 26,000 now. So thank you so much to all the newcomers, and thank you to all of my returning subscribers, everyone that hung out for these last 2 hours with me. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you so, so much. And oh my gosh, thank you, Yolanda. I almost forgot about the giveaway. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about that. Yes, let me get the fans. I am so sorry. And let me see, because I'm gonna have to do probably the wheel of names. Okay, let me grab the fans. Thank you, Yolanda. I completely forgot because I've been chatting. All right. So these are the fans that I have. So I have 3 fans here. I'm gonna have to do wheel of names. So I have this one. So that is one of them. And yes, she does clack. All right. And then if I have any Beyonce fans, this is one I created that I'm also going to be giving away. And this is one of my popular ones. It says, "She is more precious than jewels, and nothing you desire can compare with her." So, and that is the other one. So, those are the 3. No, she didn't say where the fans at. Thank you again. Thank you, Sean. Um, let's see. Yep. Go ahead and put on them pajamas and make your content. I was like, I think the algorithm did that to like humble me or embarrass me. I don't know which one, but I was like, hey, I appreciate it either way. Oh my gosh, y'all. I got to talking and completely forgot those fans were over there. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me get this water out the way. I'm gonna have to do the wheel of names and put everybody on here. And then I'll share my screen. Give me 1 sec, y'all. Let me pull that up. I should have had this prepared. And now that is one thing I did like about StreamYard. They had the giveaway tool that at least I have not found that Restream has. And let me just check. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold up. They might. Oh, I think they do. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to read through this because I don't see like a link that they have. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. So let me just do the wheel of names. So it looks like they do have a giveaway tool, but it's, yeah, I can't find it right now. And I don't want to keep y'all too much longer. So let me just do the wheel of names. And we'll do it that way. Okay, so let me start typing y'all names in here. Yolanda, Gail. Let me know who's still here. Karen. Who else we got? Merlinda. All right. And let me put Karen K because I know I have 2 Karens. I always get y'all mixed up. Okay. Who else do we have here? Deborah, you still here? My sewing hobby, you still here? Jenny, or anyone that wants to enter into. Okay, Sharon L. Sharon Lee. All right. Linda Gray. Okay, let me make sure I got no. Linda Gray. Okay, so I have Yolanda, I have Gail, I have Karen, I have Merlinda, I have Sharon, and I have Linda. Oh, nope, it's for everyone. So, Pretty Eyes, let me put you in there. This one's for everybody. And I do have one coming for the members. It just did not arrive in time today. So I'll work on getting that on our next live. Okay, Deborah's still there. Jenny. Okay, Jenny, Deborah. Okay, Precious Pieces. Anita. Okay, Deborah, Anita. Okay, and Bling and Breezy, Mama V or Mama Vi. Okay, let me put all y'all in here. Mama Vi, Precious Pieces. Just going through, making sure I don't forget nobody. Okay, y'all, your girl is about to put on her glasses. I swear, when I turned 40, 40 came and went, and my eyesight went with it. Okay, Anita. And I think I had 2 Anitas in here too. Okay, who did I not get? Bernie Allen. Oops. All right, and Lily Joe's Designs. All right. Okay, I think I got it right. Let me make sure, Deborah. Let me make sure I put you on there. I did. Yolanda, Gail, Karen, Merlinda, Sharon, Linda, Pretty Eyes, Jenny, Deborah, Mama Vi, Precious Pieces, Anita, Barney, and Lily Joe's. Oh, Blessed Hands. All right. Blessed Hands by Lillian. All right. And I cannot spell. There we go. Blessed Hands. And we're going to do 3 of them. The 3 that I just showed you guys. Karen K. Okay, yep, Karen, I got you. Precious Pieces, I got you. Okay, Sandra, Blue Emerald. Okay. ALD, y'all. I cannot spell tonight. Okay, I think I got Designs by Novart. Okay. Designs by Novart. Let me make sure. Okay. All right. I think I got everyone. So let's do this. Let me see. Share my screen here. So we will start with this one here. Saddle up and ride, boots on the ground. So that'll be the first one. So for this one here, and let me get my notepad. That is why I had that right here. And I'm going to just write this down so I don't forget who gets what. And then we have our Beyonce fan, and then we have the Precious Jewels fan as well. And let me just write this down. All right. Now let me share my screen. And I want to share a window. Oh, here we go. Wheel of Names. All right, y'all. And everyone can see the wheels spinning. Just want to make sure. All right. So for the first fan, saddle up and slay. We'll go ahead and do that one. And then as you win one of the fans, I'm going to remove you from the list so we can give a fair chance to everybody. How long does Restream let you stream on the free plan? You can stream on the free plan as long as you're live. I believe if you're doing like a tutorial where inside of StreamYard or Restream, where you're kind of small in the corner and you're showing your screen, I believe you're limited on that to maybe 30 minutes, but you can stream for until your heart desires on the free plan. Okay, so everybody can see my screen. Cool. So let's do the first one. So I'm gonna go ahead and click to spin. And is it Bless Hands? Yes. Bless Hands. Channel up and play. Congratulations. Bless Hands. And then I'll put my email up on the screen as well after the last one. So I'll have you email me so I can get your address so I can get it packaged and shipped out. And it will go out this week. All right, Bless Hands. So you are off the list, my friend. Congratulations. All right. So then we'll go ahead right into our next one. Let's see. Let's do Beyonce. Who was a Beyonce fan? So that is that one. I thought this one turned out super cute, and the colors are super vibrant on this one. So let's go ahead and do our Beyonce fan. And I'm going to go ahead and right on to the next one. And then we have one more. Uh-oh, Sandra Novart. Designs by Novart. Congratulations. Designs by. Y'all thank Yolanda because I completely forgot. I would have had to go live again this week just to do the giveaway. All right, congratulations. So Designs by Novart got the Beyonce fan, and Bless Hands got the Saddle Up and Ride fan. So we got one more. And we are going to take you off the list. Let me just check out y'all comments. You're welcome. You are very much welcome. All right. And then the last one, this is one of my favorites and most popular ones. This one here. So I love it. Now, and this one was one that I was allowing customization where you can remove the lady and put your picture there. I am not doing that right now. So, but yep. So this will be the last one. And I can't give away what was supposed to arrive today. But my next live that I do, and actually because I'm off, I'll probably be going live next week as well. And I'll give that away. But I will say, side note, it's a machine. I'm not going to say what machine. All right. So the last one. Let's see. All right. So let's go ahead and see who got the last one. Where them fans at? Gail. Or is it Karen? Gail. Congratulations, Gail. So Gail and Designs by Novart and Bless Hands, I want y'all out there clacking. I want y'all, where them fans? Clacking, okay? All right, so let me stop sharing. So congratulations to everybody. I will probably be doing some more fan giveaways on my next live with the machine that I can't tell you about yet. But congratulations to all the winners. So I will make sure, let me put my email up, which would be allthingssean@gmail.com. Let me find that. There it is on the screen for you. So just email me, and I will get your address and get it shipped out for you. And they'll go out this week by Tuesday or Wednesday at the very latest. So we have Blessed Hands, designs by Novart and Gail. So thank you all so much for watching all the way through. And thank you all for joining. And congratulations to all the winners. And we will have another giveaway coming very, 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 very soon. All right, y'all. So Yolanda saved the day because I completely forgot. I was in this conversation. But again, thank y'all so much. Congratulations to the winners. And I will be seeing y'all in the live chat on Wednesday for our next video, and then next week for our next live. So I will see y'all later, y'all. Bye. Thanks for hanging out with